fire it up. And we're also working with the AI callers, which is like 800 chat GPT. Are you familiar with that? So you can call an AI,
But it's just in the United States.
and it can make also inbound and outbound calls. So it can call you to India and tell you something unusual happens, and this is a minute video clip of who is wandering in your apartment or in your house.
Right.
So
The thing is that
we have about 100 students, and we are afraid to unleash them on your app, and you don't want to bring your server down or anything. So we would like to coordinate it with you to make sure that we don't cause any harm.
Yeah, because we've done that prior to a lot of ones that are doing those personal AIs. And when they came in, when the founder came into the class to give a demonstration, they realized they never had 40, even 50 people at one time on their server.
right.
We are working with VAPI for AI callers, and we have 100 students all trying to hit the VAPI server all at the same time during the class, and the server went down.
Yeah.
So we don't want to cause any problems.
We don't want to give a wrong impression where your regular, paying customers will see that it's down. So we always want to be careful on that, but to give you feedback.
Yeah. These are relevant issues. It's I mean, in my case, well, it really depends on the languages that you use. That could bring the server down, because most of the languages are hosted by on the different services that can manage it easily. But some languages like Portuguese.
No, we're using English mainly.
Yeah, we're using just English.
Our standard is English.
Okay.
Another thing is,
English is never a problem.
Okay. We're using straight English.
The app is very popular in Brazil, for instance, and there, of course, you have many Portuguese-speaking users. So that,
Have you ever been to Miami?
Yes.
So we're basically the Latin American headquarters. You know what I mean? We're not even the United States. Officially we are, but
also for universities.
Actually, I think that the climate in Florida and the climate here in Kerala, where I am, it's very similar.
Yeah, humid, right?
Humid.
Right, very humid, right? Yeah.
I wanted to tell you something. Universities in the United States are required by law to give the disabled an opportunity to equalize the gap. So every major university has a disability department, and they are required to pay to equalize the gap between the blind and the seeing, for example. So it will be good to target them and to make it a standard, so all the blind in the blind center will know that they can download this application and maybe sponsor it through the disabilities office.
Right. But I know that I'm lacking very much contacts in that space.
The ADA.
Where you could help, because I'm, for most of my competitors, they're basically they're all heavily funded by charities or whatever.
Like Microsoft with Seeing AI.
Yeah, right now Seeing AI is Microsoft, of course, and but Microsoft is just it's almost like a hobby project. But and you have Be My Eyes, and which is actually the biggest player, but they have a turnover of a few million, or I think something like $34 million. Which is huge in our space. They know that, considering compared with the Googles and the Microsoft and
right, small change.
The Metas, they're all very small fry. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also Envision.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Envision?
Envision is actually run by a guy from India who went to Holland, studied in my university, and now studied in vision. And I went from my university to India, and I
Wow.
started my company. That is an interesting, fact over that.
Yeah, and also the Israeli company, you know, the Israeli company with the glasses for the blind,
You mean Orcam?
Orcam, and they just stopped operation.
Yeah,
they stopped the production. Yeah,
Yeah.
that also, it shows that it's hard.
Right.
And Vision has they just basically made a deal with Google Glass to take the old stock of the old Google Glass and then turn it into a product for the blind, and it has been working for them, but now you see a lot of smart glasses in the line of the following the Meta.
Right, the Meta. We went to the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas in January, and there was just tons of competitors trying
Chinese and all kinds of companies.
and coming up with a lot of glasses that also will talk to you and.
But nobody tries to integrate it with universities to have their disabilities office comply with the legal federal requirements, and it would be good if you can get into this space and dominate this space.
Or maybe with the veterans, when Veterans Administration. Also, we have something that it was funny. We were on a train the other week, and while we were waiting for the train, there were two blind people sitting, and I asked them, do they use any technology? And they both were using the Meta glasses.
Oh, wow.
So they said it, and they teach other blind people in Miami how to use the Meta glasses. So that would be nice to incorporate maybe your PixieBot with that, since you work hand in hand.
Very large operation here about the lighthouse
For the blind, and they basically teach the blind technology.
Has been interviewed by, related to the lighthouse, several organizations. It's a small world. Everybody knows each other, and but at the same time, it's also, the market is surprisingly small.
Yes.
There are 200.
It's narrow, but that's why I thought something like security cameras, that you could expand it where you would want to have like a voice description. And maybe put it.
You have to make it sustainable. You have to make it sustainable. This is what stopped the operation in Israel.
Orcam.
Even though he's a multi-millionaire or billionaire by now because of his other app, what is it called? The car?
Mobileye.
Mobileye. So he made a lot.
Have you heard of Mobileye? Basically, it does autonomous vehicles. So the guy that was the head of the Orcam, his first exit, and it was the largest exit, was basically for autonomous vehicles. Basically, in your car, when it tells you that there's some, you're basically moving to the left, getting out of your lane departure system, all of that is built into cars.
My brother is his chief engineer in Israel, and he sold it to Intel for $16 billion with a B, in case you cannot understand my accent. And after 2 years, they took it public for $32 billion.
1, 2 is 10.
More or less. But anyways, if you can get a market share large enough, then a company like Microsoft or one of them will acquire you and keep you in charge, but to supply you with
something like a Meta even.
Everything that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have other products besides this PixieBot that you're working? I saw you had some voice recorders and some other things.
Right. Well, that's actually the voice recorder is a bit of an it's an interesting story. It's a very simple app that just records only on Android, but within a very short time, I had about 7 million downloads on it. So that's very significant. However, then Google decided to do their own voice recording, and they basically stopped all entrance to that market.
Yeah. So once they decide to take it, go fight with Google. Yeah.
Yeah.
that owns
So
Android.
the apps are still there, but I'm calling them zombie apps because I'm not allowed to update them, do anything
Oh,
with
well,
them.
they prohibited you. I didn't know they would be
Yeah,
so
that's wrong.
strong.
I can't do anything with them.
And what is there? And what is that? Like their Google Assistant? What is taking their place? What are they called? That's taking. What does Google have then?
Well, they basically build it into Android or into their own phones, and they just want to.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, because I saw that. I thought. Yeah, I thought that would be useful for, like you said, you got so many downloads. It's useful for people. You know,
it's still nice to sometimes I can still reach my user, so for promotion it's useful. But
just for names, but not to do that. Okay. So you.
And earlier we've been working on mainly on translation. So we had a device, called the Travis translator, and that was surprisingly successful. I mean, you would think that everybody has a phone, they can translate your phone, but
Right.
a lot of people just wanted to have a simple device that translates and does nothing else.
It was a device that just it wasn't an app.
No. I mean, we made the app. It was basically we just built the own the operating system. It's basically a version of Android, but we took a branch from Android and made it only specific for voice input and voice output. It was and that's I mean, it was a few guys from Rotterdam in the Netherlands said, okay, can you make that because you have translation app, and then that was in January, and then by December of that same year we had already produced, manufactured the devices, delivered them, had a turnover of $20 million, and it was from nothing, from zero to, and then, well, a terrible thing happened. We were doing it through a Chinese manufacturer, and